We begin tonight with a sad story. Two teenage boys are fighting for their lives after crashing an off-road vehicle into a dry canal that separates Phoenix and Glendale. Thanks for joining us tonight for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis. Korea Bay is off tonight. The crash happened around 5 o'clock near 47th Avenue and Cactus. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live there. Gabby, do we know what led to this crash?
Well, Mark, Phoenix police are still here investigating whether speed or reckless driving could have been impacted by this accident. Take a look behind me. You can see where those teens crashed through a fence before falling about 30 feet into the bottom of that dry canal and landing upside down. A man who lives just down the road tells us it's not uncommon to see kids riding off-roading vehicles up and down that canal.
They're just buzzing all over, and that's the bigger problem now.
Two teenage boys on a UTV crashed through a fence, falling 30 feet to the bottom of a dry canal Thursday afternoon.
It did land on the roof.
Phoenix Fire rushing to extricate the teens who are now in the hospital in extremely critical condition.
Firefighters saw that. They started advising other incoming units to access from that bottom level, that 30 feet down.
The crash didn't come as a surprise to some people living nearby.
There's some people that have a lot of toys that don't take them out in the desert anymore.
Steve Mangum says he regularly sees people driving off-roading vehicles through his neighborhood, especially up and down the canal.
Kids love it nowadays because they ride their quads, they ride their motorcycles, they ride their dirt bikes, their tote goats. I mean, we have little tiny kids on, and then up and down the canal, it's just sound, it's noise. You feel like you're in an outdoor track.
He says this isn't the first accident he's witnessed in front of his house.
A lot of times they come around here and they'll spin out and hit the curbs and knock their tires off.
And he doesn't believe it will be the last if reckless driving continues.
I hope this spurs some kind of action. Police have been called many times. I know they got their plate full.
And officials say a nearby elementary school surveillance cameras may have captured video of the crash. Detectives are now working with the school to watch that video and see exactly what happened. Live in Phoenix, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
All right, Gabby, thanks. There's a protest going on right now against immigration enforcement in Phoenix. This is video coming into the newsroom from 19th Avenue and Thunderbird, where a group has been peacefully protesting since about 7 o'clock tonight. Many of them, as you can see, waving Mexican flags. This is the 7th consecutive night of these types of protests happening in the valley. Right now in Glendale, police are investigating a head-on crash that left a man dead. Details are limited, but Glendale police say the man who died was in his 20s. The other car involved had two people inside. Still no word if they were injured. Bethany Home Road is shut down right now from 43rd Avenue to 47th Avenue while police investigate what happened. Tempe's Maple Ash neighborhood is demanding safety improvements at the intersection of 10th Street and Maple after a woman on a bike was hit and killed. Tempe police say 35-year-old Melody Mason was riding an e-bike down Maple Avenue when she turned in front of a car and was hit. That intersection is the only one along Maple without a roundabout. The neighborhood is asking the city to either convert that into a roundabout or at least add a four-way stop sign to protect cyclists. A memorial for Mason, who was very well known in Tempe's music community, is growing tonight.
She loved and cared about the community and people. Her remembrance is just that of us coming together, sharing that light, our music, our art, maybe some of the anger, maybe some of the love, maybe some of the loss. But I know that she was a sunflower and she was a light, and her light is what will be represented.
Tempe police say there have been 4 crashes at that intersection since 2011. New at 10, a suspect in a high-profile Scottsdale murder case is trying to get the U.S. Supreme Court to review his case. Ian Mitchum is charged for the murder of Allison Feldman, who was killed at her Scottsdale home back in 2015. The case was on pause for several months while the Arizona Supreme Court decided whether DNA from a different case could be used for his trial. In December, the High Court ruled that the DNA was admissible, but that Scottsdale police had violated Mitchum's Fourth Amendment rights during the investigation. His attorney told 12 News via email that the case was submitted to the U.S. Supreme Court this week, and now it's up to the High Court to decide whether or not to take it. Well, you want to talk about a bizarre story. Police in Mesa are investigating a heist where the target wasn't gold or cash. It was bottled water. More than $100,000 of it missing from a bottled plant in Mesa. 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk has more on the unusual case, which police believe was an inside job.
If you buy bottled water from Costco, Walmart, or even the gas station, there's a chance it was filled and capped here at Niagara Bottling in East Mesa. Their YouTube page shows pallets of water being loaded into semi-trucks. That everyday routine is now part of a criminal investigation. 33-year-old Francisco Huerta, a former warehouse employee, was arrested last week and charged with 2 felony counts of theft, which police say happened days after Thanksgiving. According to court documents, Huerta told employees to open a gate. A silver Chevy pickup truck entered the property, followed by a red semi-truck towing a trailer. Police say Huerta is seen on security cameras using a forklift to load 20 pallets of smart water, worth $73,000. The following day, the same pickup returns, this time with a gray semi-truck, which Huerta loads 22 pallets of Kirkland's signature water bottles, valued at $30,000. This all according to court documents. Police say Huerta tried to cover his tracks by deleting inventory from the warehouse's system minutes before those trucks arrived. He also failed to print a bill of lading, a necessary slip for drivers to know where to take loads or how much they're getting paid. Mesa police were called after the theft was discovered and Huerta was fired. When questioned by officers, the 33-year-old refused to name the other suspects or reveal where the $100,000 of bottled water ended up. Mesa police say this is still an open case and they'll be following up on any leads that come in. Niagara Bottling did not respond to our request for an interview today. Francisco Huerta remains in jail and is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow. Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Kyle, thanks. Round 1 of the WM Phoenix Open is in the books. A local guy sits atop the leaderboard tonight, and of course, the weather was perfect out there. Fans got to enjoy the nice warm weather. Pretty far cry from what we had last year, if you remember, all that rain and mud out there. And right now, fans have moved over to the Bird's Nest to see country star Luke Bryan. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is in Scottsdale tonight with more on day 1.
Fans from all over the world have flown in for this experience, and day 1 of the tournament did not disappoint. Not a cloud in the sky for day 1 of professional play at the WM Phoenix Open. Fans lining up for a coveted seat at the world-famous 16th hole.
Just a lot of fun. Crazy. Wild.
Michael Kirst has a front row seat to the action all day, tasked with trying to quiet down the famously loud crowd. It must be an impossible job at times.
It's very difficult, but it's a lot of fun. And the crowd's been pretty darn pleasant today.
From the course to the concert. It's country night at the Coors Light Bird's Nest. What brought you ladies out here tonight?
Oh my gosh, because we're moms and we deserve to be out. That's why. That's number 1. But Luke!
Music lovers showing local golf brand Bad Birdie some love. A brand that founder Jason Richardson says he tested out at this very golf tournament 8 years ago.
I started Bad Birdie 8 years ago at the 16th hole at Waste Management, so it's kind of come full circle and it's awesome to be here.
This year, he has his own building.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm super appreciative. It started with in my apartment with 100 polos and it's grown a ton since then, and we couldn't do it without our customers.
Whether it's these fans' first or 15th time at the Open, they say from the people watching to the party on 16, the day felt like a hole-in-one. Scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank today? 10. And you guys will be back tomorrow?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And of course, the music continues. Tomorrow night, Nickelback is the headliner, and Tiesto will close things out on Saturday. We're in Scottsdale. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
All right, Bianca, thanks. We'll have continuing coverage of the Open through Sunday's final round on 12+. You can download it right now on your Apple TV, Fire TV, or Roku.